Hi, in this video, we are going to learn about the planning problem and the means end analysis. Planning problem. In AI, this planning problem involves determining the optimal sequence of actions to transition from one location to another. It resembles planning a trip, where we have to decide how to move from the starting point to the desired destination. To address the problem, generally, the starting and the ending points are identified. For example, certain actions like walking, turning are also assessed. The main objective is to identify the most efficient set of actions to achieve the goal, while we adhere to any applicable rules or limitations. Next one is the components of planning system. The first step begins with the rule selection using heuristic. Then we need to apply the rule, and then understanding and recognizing when the goal or the final solution is found, and recognizing the dead ends and recognizing the partial solution, which means what are the efforts that we need to make it entirely accurate. And about the basic planning representation, state representation. We need to represent the state using the predicates or logical statements so that we can understand the relationships among them. Number two, goal representation. This defines what the agent aims to achieve, and then it is described using the predicates or logical statements similar to the state representation. Then comes action representation. This involves defining the set of actions that the agent can perform and which could change the state of the environment. A simple planning agent. A planning agent is an intelligent agent that's capable of autonomously generating some plans, the various actions, so that a specific goal or objectives could be achieved within its environment. The planning agents are a fundamental concept in AI which could be used in certain applications where we can make the decisions and the goal directed behavior are required. The next step is the blocks world problem using STRIPS. STRIPS stands for Stanford Research Institute Problem Solver. Here we are going to use this STRIPS language, and then we are going to solve the blocks world problem. Generally, the planning agent need to perform certain steps like defining a goal, planning, and then taking action. Let us consider the blocks world problem. This is the initial state and this is the final state. The thing is, we have a robo where it has to pick this particular block B and keep it above this block A and reach the final state like this. Now let us understand how the problem is solved. The blocks world problem includes so many predicates as shown. The first thing is the block A is on the table, block B is on the table, block B is above A. There are no blocks or objects above A. There are no objects above B, and it's clear. Robo is holding the block B and the hands of the robos are empty. These are all the predicates. The state representation. This state represents that the block A is on the table and B is on the table, and there are no blocks above A and B, and the hands of the robos are empty. This state implies that the block is on the table. Block A is on the table and A is clear. The robo is holding B. This state representation implies block A is on the table, block B is above A, there are no blocks above B, and the hands of the robo are empty. The initial state is represented, and the state representation is this. There are two blocks A and B which are kept on the table, and there are no more blocks or objects above blocks A and B. the hands of the robot are empty. The goal state, from the initial state, we need to reach this goal where A should be on the table, B should be placed on A. There are no objects or blocks above B. The robot's hands are empty. Some of the actions which are required for this block world problem are unstack B, A, where it has to lift block B from A, and the preconditions, post conditions can also be represented using the various states. And the second action is stack B, A, to place block B on A. The third one is lift of B, to lift block B from the table. Fourth one is place B, to put the block B on the table, and the corresponding preconditions, post conditions could also be defined for each and every action. The next topic is means ends analysis. This is depending on a set of rules, and using these rules you can transform from one state to another. The certain preconditions and post conditions are also included here in the means ends analysis. Generally, a difference table is used, so where we represent the difference between the current state and the next. The first thing is we need to compute the difference between the current state and the next state, or between the initial and the goal state. After computing the difference, we need to recommend the action, and that has to be based on the satisfaction of some preconditions. Finally, we need to check the possibility of whether the action could be executed. This is a very simple and beautiful example for the means ends analysis. The goal is to have a cup of coffee. The current state is there are no coffee beans, and how to find out the means? The difference is we need to reach the goal, which is to acquire coffee beans. There are some sub goals defined for this. One, you need to find a store that is selling the coffee beans. We need to go there and purchase. And the means ends analysis, it tells we need to think of how we could achieve the sub goal. The first sub goal, if you want to find a store that sells coffee beans, we will check online for nearby stores that sells coffee beans. If you want to achieve the sub goal 2, we need to go to the store. The analysis is you plan the route to go to the store. And number 3, if you want to purchase the coffee beans, it's simple. You gather the money or the payment method and then purchase the coffee beans. Once the means ends analysis is done, we need to plan for the action. Take the necessary actions and then implement the plan. That is, you drive to the store, buy the coffee beans and then return home. Now the goal is achieved. You will have coffee beans where you can prepare the coffee and fulfill the original goal. In this video, we have discussed about the planning problem and then means ends analysis. Thank you.